Kaitlyn Nicole Truitt, I can't imagine you leaving Main Street for anything other than a rotation in Florida or
About to
Memphis.
say, 'cause I don't think I've left Main Street in the
You got
past
called in
90
last night to
years.
work at what time? After 6?
After 6. After 6.
Did you get that much up the street? Good. Good for you.
I have my set schedule.
Good for. And he's like, I'm not answering the phone.
Not answering the phone.
Fun.
Well, everyone knows on Sunday, no one's calling you to come into work.
Sundays we drink.
Oh, there's only one dumbass on this street that would ever have Nick work on a Sunday. How you doing?
Yeah.
How you doing?
Sundays are for the
Be fair.
liquor.
YUNKJunk!
Welcome, everybody, to Settin the Record Straight. We're here for the next, I don't know, couple of months. We'll see how it goes. I brought along my favorite person that I work with every day. Happens to be a doctor. Happens to be my youngest daughter, Kaitlyn. Say hi. As many people know, she's one of our greatest bartenders. She's worked in the kitchen, all this nonsense, but we'll get to who she is in a bit. What we're going to do here on Settin the Record Straight is exactly that, setting the record straight. We're here, as you can see, adorned by all this Wheatley vodka stuff, these amazing mules, t-shirts, this marketing equipment. We're here. We're very lucky to be sponsored by Wheatley Vodka. And I have to say this legally and carefully. Wheatley Vodka, the official vodka of the WWE, who is also involved with us. How you doing? So that's why all this stuff is here. And our game plan is just to talk about life, not health, not bike rides, just life. We're from Roca, obviously. Setting the Record Straight was the very first ECW segment that was ever created. So there's a wide range of stuff in between. And what we're here to do is just talk, as I said, not about Roca, not about Main Street, not about Manayunk, not about Philadelphia, a lot of Philadelphia. I don't want to be talking about, Hartford, Connecticut for some unknown stupid reason. But the guests that we have coming up are amazing. I do have some people from Main Street. I have some pro wrestlers. I have a massive name that we're working on in this industry, actually. One of the biggest names locally. But we'll see. We'll see what happens. And if no one shows up, cool. The good news is we have Wheatley Vodka. We have mules. We have shot glasses. I have a beer, just so you know. Kaitlyn's got her adult beverage of choice. And we're just here to kind of set the record straight. You and I did a podcast in this very building a month ago, maybe.
About that.
Sean and Lou, the Supper Club, great friends of ours. We love the people who own this building. Brian, shout out. Terry, who runs so many video companies. It's amazing. Dylan, who's our personal guy here. This is like one of those things that we're going to do that we just want to include everybody. Our friends, our employees, our musicians, just anybody. Yeah. I mean, when I first told you about that we were going to do this, other than another stupid idea from my father, what was your second thought?
I believe I said, good luck with that.
I believe that.
Or have fun with that.
I believe that's exactly what you said. And then I just moved on and pretended I did not hear her. Again, so who we are a little bit. My name is Stephen, as some of you now know or knew. We run Roca. I ran Roca alone. When I got here to Manayunk, it was all about Roca. I was the only boss. It wasn't a family business per se. It was just me. My family has all their other jobs and careers. And then the pandemic happened. And I remember the specific date where I said, shit, I need to stop teasing her and tell her the truth. And I would tease you all the time about coming to work for me. You were a nanny.
Yeah.
Your background was what in schooling?
I was a teacher. I was a special ed teacher, special ed, early intervention, a little bit of neurotypical education in there. COVID happened, and I got a full-time nannying job within 30 minutes of my school being shut down.
Cash money, homie.
Yeah.
That was hard to negotiate again.
Yeah. I didn't want to sit still during COVID. I was lucky that I had a family that was very careful about it and that went to work every day for 8 hours a day and then went home just like my schedule was right before COVID. And
you liked it, which was great as a father, as a friend.
I was still in school though too. I was still taking physics online.
Yeah, but
go back to school full time.
You got lucky. Not lucky like you won the lottery, because there was a few of you that could get these opportunities, and you had nothing to do with a restaurant, nothing to do with Roca, nothing to do with Manayunk. I don't even know if you knew of Manayunk other than that I used to play at Kildare's all the time. You had your own separate life.
Yeah. Well, I'd been here a couple times before COVID. Been here a couple times.
Yeah.
December 12th, 2019. December 12th, 2019. It was the first time I was ever in La Roca. I had just finished my finals, anatomy and physiology. I spent most of the night crying. And then me and some of the girls from Ep.1, where I taught, came and got a little drunk. That's fine.
You were legal. It's okay.
I was legal. It was fine. I had finished finals. I was like, I'm going out. That was the first time I met.
Was Dallas here that night? Like, who were some of the people, the names that I...
Dallas, Alexis.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But I also know another night you were here.
And Andrea were there.
Yeah. We took that great picture like Queen, the album.
Uh-huh.
Another night that you were here was New Year's Eve 2019. And we're going to have a guest on later who was also here that night or there that night.
January 25th, 2020.
No, I'm talking about December 31st.
I know, but January 25th, 2020 was another night before the pandemic that I was here.
I don't remember what that even was other than Christmas.
January 25th.
Oh, rest in peace, Kobe, who died January 26th. My daughter always takes me to a Sixers game. We were like 8 rows from the floor. LeBron passed Kobe, blah, 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 from number 3 to the number 4 spot. We go home. We go to the restaurant, and we're shouting, yo, everybody come to the Rock. Sixers just beat the Lakers. I hate 3 teams in life: the Lakers, the Celtics, and the Cowboys. I just sat almost on the floor and saw LeBron lose by like 30-something. My life was so good. We come out that night, and that was the night, truly, it was big first shout out, that we truly became friends with a local business, which was Chloe's Corner, right across the street from us. Big Nick DeLuca runs it. Little Nicky's there a bunch. That was the night that we became friends. They brought us over a bunch of French fries and this and that, and we're leaving. And we got a cheesesteak January 25th after she stood on the bar, who had never even... She failed public speaking until she was in 16th grade, I believe. Something like that. Mr. Haney.
I was trying to kick everybody out of the bar. It was time for everyone to go.
People out. And it worked. We had a mouse of a bartender. I forget what her name was. Donnie's like, he would just shake his head no at me. I'm like, Donnie, tell me what that means. Finally, it would take him a day. Too quiet. You couldn't say that in words. So you're standing on the bar, kicking everyone out January 25th. Sixers blow out the Lakers. What a great night. We're driving home. We get cheesesteak from Chloe's, the tent. For those that remember the tent on Main Street, we get cheesesteaks, and they were just giving us love. They were just talking when we got there. You just knew that it was like a neighbor thing. And we had heard that they didn't get along with the last guys, Tom and Khalil. Wait, is that supposed to be a shot when we go Tom and Khalil? I think Nick and I originally talked about that. We'll get back to that. So we get those cheesesteaks, and we're driving home. There's an accident in front of us.
Right on 76.
They wheel the dead person past us, covered.
Let's be clear. The Uber driver got out of the car and said, I'm a paramedic. I got this. And I was like,
I remember that after
Sir.
34 Miller Lights and
It's
14
2
Fireballs.
a.m. and I want to go home. Please get back in the car so we can move when this clears.
But I was busy.
Yes.
Do you know what I was busy doing?
Blowing up Kobe on Facebook.
So we're driving home. We beat the Lakers. I'm like, what I would normally say. Hey, good game, but F the Lakers.
F the Lakers.
I hate
F you,
Kareem.
LeBron.
Magic is a parlor trick. Like, I'm just ripping everyone. Kobe, you're a Philly guy. You went to school here and you wanted to go play for the Lakers, blah, blah, blah. F you and F you Cowboys. And I just went off on a tirade.
A 7 Facebook post tirade. 7.
About Kobe, 7.
I was tagged in all of them.
So we wake up the next day, I woke up a little bit earlier, but my phone starts going off at 2 o'clock.
Yeah. Well, you woke up the same day.
Yeah.
Let's be clear.
Dude, don't you think that was a little early? I'm like, what? And Kobe died January 26th. He died that
A little
morning.
soon, dude. A little
A
soon.
little soon. But as a Philadelphian, and this is part of who we are in this podcast, I was pissed off at Kobe for a long time. I cheered for him in his final game to get 60 points because he wasn't going to hurt me anymore. Like him and Shaq, we won game 1 in 2002, I think that was. And then they won 4 straight. That was the year AI stepped over Ty Lue. But I hated Kobe because he didn't have Philadelphia loyalty. And it just bothered me. I almost hated you, and I never told you this as my daughter. You applied to colleges outside of the area.
We're really setting the record straight, huh?
We are setting the record straight. I'm not telling you the truth. You better not tell me anything I don't know.
Yeah, I applied to University of Miami because I was 17 and said, let's go.
Yeah.
And you told me to essentially sit my happy little butt down.
Shout out to Odin, who's been there probably a week now and is 18 and maybe remembers 2 days of it so far. Shout out to Erin and Odin, who we really love.
As well, you know what? I had 17-year-old. Big dreams, big party schools.
Yeah, but you know what? Being your father, you weren't that crazy partier. Like, I don't know how that apple fell off the tree and missed the ground, but you weren't me, which was cool. A lot smarter than me, a lot harder worker than me, but. Again, you wanted to leave. I was a little bothered by you. We had a will, and your name was out of it.
Out of it,
Dude. And you just were going to apply. I want to go to Florida. I'm like, that's great. She's coming out of the will. It is what it is.
I had to Penn State too.
We almost moved your bedroom.
To the garage.
No. A couple houses down, but the neighbor they weren't down with it.
Nice.
I'm like, no, I just want to get my daughter out of the house because she's talking about leaving the Philly area. And again, back to why you and I are here, my friend, my favorite youngest daughter, is because this is about Philly. This is about stuff that we love. Phillies. We're going to be talking about Philly mob coming up. We're going to be talking about films. We're going to be talking about Main Street. We're going to be talking about pets. Everyone, where we are located in Manayunk, loves pets. She's the pet lady of our half of the street because we carry treats.
I am the unofficial treat lady.
And where do we get them
Bar,
from?
Main Street. Pet Friendly Dog Bakery.
The best place.
We love them.
We love them. My dog would not be able to live without it.
He went a little crazy for one of them yesterday, dancing backwards.
And we'll get into it about them because she's a guest here. She was an employee who bought the business. That's just rock star, shit. I love that. That's as cool as it gets. So again, I'm Stephen. I'm here every week to set the record straight. Kaitlyn is here every week to set me straight because that's just how we roll in the Shire. That's how we roll in our big, large family. We hope to have you guys here a bunch. We can't wait. A lot of cool guests. And the big reason, again, who's paying for it, because the studio is immense. We saw Dylan like an hour ago, but we lost him, and I think it was on the 14th. I don't even know what floor it was.
Who knows?
But yeah, all these rooms are looking the same. Wheatley Vodka, they're covering us. WWE, what we're going to do and we're going to talk about it every Monday. We're going to be bringing Monday night mules to La Roca. See these cool mules? What's that say on that side and that one on that side? It is what it is. Wheatley vodka. We're going to do $5 mules, $3 Wheatley shots, $2 fireballs, $4 taquitos. I said that out of line, but that's okay. 2, 3, 4, 5. And we're going to be doing watch-alongs for Monday Night Raw. Every Monday night, 8 till 11, with some pro wrestlers in the building, on the screen.
Little
Kaitlyn
punch.
doing a hair versus hair match.
No thanks.
No thanks.
No thanks.
Well, she knows how to work. So once again, we can't wait for you guys to tune in. I apologize now for the next couple of months. I only want to do it once. And I apologize now for what's about to come. But I'm excited. I love who we have planned to come. And it's just all about our energy. There's no specific topic. Share this with your friends. And I'm going to end this part with this. May 3rd, 2300 Arena. One and done. The hashtag is one and done. There's certain people that want one more show. You were kind of created by the Tri-State Wrestling Alliance way back in the day, which I morphed into with a couple other people, ECW, and the wide spectrum of sponsors and who we are and what we're going to do. So, anything you want to say in this final introduction? Run my mouth?
I think I'm good.
She never shuts up at home. Never. So, we'll see you hopefully every Monday and setting the record straight. Guess what? We're here. This is our first official episode, Setting the Record Straight, with my co-host, or if I'm her co-host, I don't even know. But here we are today with our very, very first guest. Oh, sorry. I was going to say Miller Lite. This, everybody, is Nick Vona. Nick is our guy.
Hype me up.
I'm about to, and I'll tell some truths even to give you some good press. I met Nick over 7 years ago at La Roca, to be honest. I went in looking to purchase or whatever it was. I think the date was July 18th. I know that. It was a week from my birthday is why I know the date. And I went in and we went up to eat. Kaitlyn was there. The three of us went up to eat. Chris was the chef. Donnie was the downstairs bartender. Nick was the upstairs server. And I just wanted to with the server. So the first question out of my mouth was,
Do you have a cold bottle of Miller Lite?
and the answer is no. Now I'm like, I don't want nothing to do with Manayunk or La Roca. Then I go, all right, I'll take a can. What do you say?
Nope, we don't have that.
Now I'm getting annoyed. I haven't tipped them yet, so this is good. So, all right, I really don't drink draft beers. I even said, I think they give me a headache. Do you ever see me drink draft beers?
Never.
No. And Nick goes,
We don't have draft beer.
and I'm like, peace out. Let's go. La Roca doesn't need us. Manayunk doesn't need us. Main Street doesn't need us. But then I went downstairs, had a quick shot and a Coors Light with Donnie. I said, all right, I could put up with this for a little bit. And I met Nick. And it was just a blase meeting, right?
Very
That
casual.
you don't even remember to this day.
Don't remember.
Just another table.
Just another
served
table that
day.
was
Dude,
pitching to me about everything we don't have.
And since we've been friends and you've worked for us as well, you've heard me mention it all the time.
Every time we drink.
Well, let me ask you this. Does it come across that I'm proud that you were the very first La Roca employee ever?
Yeah, I think so.
It better, because I am very proud of that. Did I like the vibe? Like it was it
The
current
vibe
day La
there-
Roca? No.
The vibe there was depressing and cold.
You guys weren't friends.
Before you took it over.
Yeah, but you were there. There was no connection between Nick and Donnie downstairs.
What do you mean? They weren't friends. There was
Right.
no like, oh hey, I can go like talk
You were
to my
showing up for a
coworker, like
job.
person.
Yeah, showing up for a job, and I get that. You've worked with teachers at Elwyn that just showed up for their job.
Show up for the job.
They didn't
show up
really
for the
care
kids,
about those
go
little
home.
kids, and we were Nick's little kids that night. You know what I mean?
Big grown kids drinking Fireball.
Yeah. Well, no, we didn't that night.
I was not drinking Fireball. Thank
And I
you.
remember I got braised beef tacos, and I made a comment: if I buy this place, the first thing I'm doing is getting rid of the chef. It was not the first thing I did. I had
First thing
some
you
other
did
things.
was bring in bottled Miller Lite. Let's be clear.
It is the very first thing I did was bring in Bottle Miller Lite. How you doing? Hey, why aren't you a sponsor like Vanna White Miller Lite? How you doing?
First thing, bottled Miller Lite.
Yeah.
Got to be there.
It had to be there.
Cold.
So we meet Nick, and I stalked him. I went to his Facebook page, and I think to this day, because I still stalk him, I think it says JetBlue.
Yep.
Like, what was the job? Not steward or stewardess. What was the
Flight attendant.
flight attendant? Yeah, I couldn't think of what that phrase was. No, dude. Because when I was growing up, it was flight attendant. Never mind. That I just blew that whole thing. But then I'm like, oh, he doesn't want to be here. And I stalked Donnie, and right away I see the Siberian Husky, and I go, in like Flynn. Like, I love you, Donnie. Might have resting bitch face,
Severe.
and might be one of the best mixologists that Manayunk has ever seen. He knows how to make so many great drinks. But he had a Siberian Husky, so...
Well, let's be clear. The first night I was at La Roca, again, that December when I finished my finals, Donnie looks at me and he goes, so what are we drinking tonight? And I said, I don't know. He goes, tequila, Skull Crusher. Let's go. I had just finished finals, so I needed a Skull Crusher.
Those things were deadly.
It was not a good night. It was not a good night. As everyone's sitting there with the skull above their head going, we did it.
So here's how you know we're going off script. What was that horrible vodka?
Effing.
Effing. Oh, I'm thinking the way I talk. Yo, have a great effing day. And I don't say effing. Yo, I effing love you. And I don't say effing. I thought I was walking in and I was going to be able to be the biggest seller of effing.
They had the worst flavors. They had like green apple, like raspberry vodka.
Didn't we make a
So
goal
bad.
out of the very first New Year's Eve to try to get rid of as much
To get
of
the
it as
F and
possible?
out.
We did.
And didn't I get in trouble for said thing? I did. I'll just leave that at that. I did. But yeah, that effing was horrible.
I will say, Donnie let me put tequila in the Skull Crusher instead of the vodka because that was never going to be a thing.
Okay, and here we go. With my she'll say
was not
squirrel.
about to do the effing
When I go
vodka.
from one subject to the other, she'll just yell squirrel. She'll yell it in the house. She'll yell it in the restaurant. Here's my question to you two. What's better, a mixologist or a bartender? If you're going out, not in the work environment, if you're going out, we all love Ryan's. Ryan's is an amazing, great bar,
Mecca.
Irish pub.
The Mecca.
The Mecca. Yeah. Shout out to KO. Get healthy. Ronnie, we love you always. EJ, you're the guy. Seriously, though, what do you guys prefer? What do you think prefer? A mixologist who knows how to make 15,000 drinks and well, or somebody who you're going to maybe have a connection with at all?
I think it depends on the bar you go to.
And I think it depends what you want too. If I go to a bar and I want to be left alone, sure, give me a mixologist because they're not going to talk to me. If I'm going out and I want to have fun,
Party.
give me a bartender.
Bartender.
I don't care if you Google what I ask you for. I don't care.
I don't care if they do Google as a restaurant owner.
That's my thing. If you have the personality to still have to Google what I ask you for, sure, why not?
If you got the confidence, yeah. Like when you started with us, I think you had some bartending experience because when I
Very little, but yeah.
said to you about bartending, you had the utmost confidence, and I just loved it. But
Best marks on-
let's also back up.
Best marks on Main Street still. Just,
Let's also back
After
up.
mine.
just saying.
So
And I trained you. Just,
he didn't do anything wrong the first night we were there undercover, and he hadn't done anything wrong. But the first night that he officially worked for me, he gave me 2 weeks notice. The very first night, he was going to the mainstay of Manayunk, the place that had been here and was going to be here for forever. It's a pretzel place. No, it sounds like a pretzel place. Oh, Bernie's. Yeah, it was a joke. Nick gave me notice. I go, and I didn't know anything about the drama because the drama was different 7, 5, 6 years ago. I go, okay, well, just give me a minute. See how you like it here. Let's see what we can do. And I don't think Bernie's opened until your youngest was what now, 14? You're a teenager? No, just kidding.
So he might be in college now, might not.
Right? Which ironically enough is now where Nick works. And we get into all of this. But Nick works at Mia Ragazza, is my said never?
Yeah.
Gotcha. But it was Bernie's. Nick had given us notice and he was going to leave us. And he hadn't bartended yet under us. He was just serving because it was his first night. And I said, before his 2 weeks was up, I said, I would bring you and I would let you, get some experience because we're new, you and I, and well, you weren't even there as an employee or,
No.
So well, let's see how it goes. And Bernie's didn't open up, and I don't mean that negatively, but as a joke, it took them forever to open, and then they were open longer than we've been sitting here. My bad.
They're not a great spot. A lot of issues with.
Yeah, I hear about the Glen side. Matter of fact, one of our bartenders was the assistant general. Oh, I forgot about that.
It's the small world effect. One of our bartenders now is the AGM down at the Bernie's and Glenside.
I didn't even know they're still open.
No, this was years ago. Let's be clear.
Oh, okay.
I think they sold or something.
Well, he went to court because he got sued.
I know. I was watching some girl locally. Nobody would view her videos, but I would pay attention and thought to myself, oh shit, if she comes after my business, she's a bit of a pit bull. No one's paying attention to her. And it was all about make sure you get your $18 that they owe you. And yeah, if they owe you $18, get your money. But she was spending way too much energy trying to be the advocate. And if you see this, I'm sorry. Please don't get mad at me. I pay all my people. Sorry.
He does.
He does.
Can attest to that.
I do payroll. He does.
She does do payroll. So yeah, so you were here with us starting as a server. And then I forget the first bartending things. And Bernie wasn't opening yet. And then the pandemic hit. And maybe we'll get Dylan to blurt out what's going to be said, but hypothetically, Nick was getting paid, so I might have paid him under the table. Was that like that? I don't know how that works in this place like that, but I would bring in Nick during the pandemic to bartend and serve. I would just give him cash per hour because I liked his company, and it was me, you, and Josh, or me and you most days.
And Khalil, right?
Oh, different Khalil. Dishwasher Khalil. Who I had to save one day from one of the girls who lived behind us, who was a doll, but Khalil just was like, I'm just gonna follow her home. Oh, warning.
But that's the thing. Nick taught me to serve. Nick taught me to bartend, and we were the dynamic duo on Main Street when it was outdoor dining only during COVID. And Nick was my bartender downstairs, and I had all of our tables outside, and Nick would just look at me and go, run. Just run. Run as fast as you can.
20 mojitos at one time.
Because $6 mojitos from 8 to 9 just come in and say, I love Nick.
There's one thing I hate making, it's
mojitos. I would text him at night going, hey, brother, I'm going to put mojitos on special for like $3 for the next couple hours. He'd be just muddling. All of a sudden, he'd look at his phone and you could just see him going, I'd be watching the cameras just laughing.
Yeah, because it wasn't like a pre-canned mojito. Like we had to like muddle it.
Fresh mint,
fresh
mint,
lime.
muddle it, and it was a pain. But
one thing you
worth it.
cannot say, and again, I'm not here to just sing about La Roca, was we're fresh. We're very fresh. The lime just, remember back in the day when we were doing it ourselves, I remember. I was
remember very
dude,
well.
I did 8 cases in a row with just dealing with a couple customers where I was just standing there just going,
Because
is this my life?
the best part is it would be only Nick and I downstairs, and there would be an upstairs bartender and 4 servers, and the upstairs bartender would come to me and go, Kaitlyn, you need to juice limes. You have 4 servers.
Right.
Put one of them to work.
Right.
Yeah.
Donnie, put one of them to work.
Khalil. Back in the day,
like-
Khalil.
And this is
Wow.
when we could do like to-go drinks, and we were just
So,
everyone to come up for to-go
right.
drinks.
So let's go down another path away from, how all this started. Imagine you have school debt. You've been doing this as a vocation. Imagine had they kept drinks to go where we all could be financially. And I don't mean rich, but your school debts could be paid down much lower. Your rent could have been met much easier for a long, long time. I mean, all these other states went back to it right away. The Liquor Control Board, now I'm going to get in trouble because they're going to see this and go, oh, there he is. We've never gotten a break. They haven't lowered our discounts. They haven't done anything for the restaurants or the bars. But for you guys, had they done drinks to go, helping me, of course, you guys would double your paychecks, I honestly feel. And when we had drinks to go, I was that weirdo. She'll tell you, I was looking at the crime rate. Drunken disorders were not going through the roof. DUIs were not up. DWIs were not up. There was no significant thing, but they took money from everybody just by not doing that. I don't know.
Yeah, I mean, I thought it was
That was the day for you guys.
It was great. In the moment on those Friday and Saturday nights, it was,
hell.
we would sit there and we would look at each other and be like, just make the night. And I could not wait to lock the door. at 11
Streeteries
p.m.
everywhere.
Luckily, it was only like 11 o'clock. Then.
Could not wait to lock the door at 11 p.m. Nick would look at me and go, lock
Lock
it.
that door.
And I'd sit there and click it.
And they would still bang on the door looking for their margaritas to
Yeah. Yeah.
But in the moment, it was awful. And then you're sitting there doing everything at the end of the night, and you're like, okay, it was worth it. It was totally worth it.
Yep.
But
Well, again, the people that it could have helped, we're not to be talking about the pandemic, but just a little
Business
bending of the things that they
Yeah.
could have helped us all with, and not just as a business owner, people trying to pay their bills. What was it?
the outside seating too. That happens.
And that they cracked down so hard, where at one point you were employed by Somo. They had these awesome booths out front that I know cost them a bunch of money to make, but then they changed the rules. I forget what it was, last February or January again.
Yep.
And you guys had to get rid of that. A lot of people had to get rid of their streetery suddenly and redo it. We just lost because here we go. The MDC and Philadelphia saw fit to put a crossing light in front of our business that hasn't worked for 2.5 years. So they take away sidewalk and seating space for the restaurants so that you guys can take extra tables, because people love to sit outside. They love to sit street level.
because we're very
And then they
dog
took it
friendly.
away. So it's like a double whammy. Like the Liquor Control Board doesn't help per se, and then locally you don't get all the. I get that the street lights are good in theory up the streets when they work because it's safety. And here's another topic we could get into at some point: are speed bumps, but we won't.
Oh yeah.
Dude, seriously, on Main Street, some of these knuckleheads. But yeah, the things that they could have done for you all, us all. I'm sure a business like this, Terry Leahy Studios, we're in Manayunk Studios right now. I'm sure that they lost so much business because people didn't have the money to promote, to try to do this, to try to do that. But the simple things were to just leave some of it alone. Leave those streeteries for y'all.
Leave the drinks to
You know, the drinks to go. If you wanted to curb the hours, maybe, that wouldn't have been a horrible thing. Like maybe cut it off at 11 p.m. or 12.
Totally fair.
Yeah, and then people could have survived. Because you look, the first big business that I believe in Philadelphia, the first big restaurant that announced their closing was Bourbon Blue. Yeah, that guy up the street. And I was, wow, this place is awesome. And they're closing. Yeah, but they would have had no options of the streeteries like y'all. So it's just weird. But back to us. Nick was here for Bernie's that never opened back in the day.
Never.
Left us for a while to Somo. Came back to us and now is up the street again. And our favorite ex-employee that we'll ever have, or when he's an employee again. My toxic twins here are 13 days apart, I believe.
Yes.
Yes.
Are we going to Vegas? Or are at least you two going to Vegas?
Well-
Is that the discussion?
We'll be 30 this year, so
It's a big number. 30.
30.
Big
I
number.
think Vegas could be the move.
I feel like Vegas is the mood. I feel like we've earned our time away from Manayunk. Maybe leave
a couple days.
Leave Main Street for a minute. Let them miss us for a minute.
I'm thinking
Kaitlyn
50.
Nicole Truitt, I can't imagine you leaving Main Street for anything other than a rotation in Florida. Or
About to
Memphis.
say, 'cause I don't think I've left Main Street in the
You got
past
called in
90
last night
days.
to work at what time? After 6?
After 6. After 6.
Did you
What?
get that much up the street? Good. Good for you.
I have my set schedule.
Good for. And he's like, I'm not answering the phone.
Not answering the phone.
Fun.
Well, everyone,
too.
everyone knows on Sunday, no one's calling you to come into work.
Sundays we drink.
Oh, there's only one dumbass on this street that would ever have Nick work on a Sunday. How you doing?
Yeah.
How you doing?
Sundays are for the
To be fair,
liquor.
it was Sunday mornings, so I'd be done by like 4 or 5.
Yeah.
There
Gotcha.
was still time.
How long have you been on Main Street?
8 years? 8 years.
What
I
did
believe
you?
so. Yeah.
When you got to Manayunk, were you still working for JetBlue?
No. When I first moved here, I was at La Roca.
Oh,
When they-
where were you before you moved here? Then
I lived with my mother for
love your mother.
2 months
Your mother's awesome.
up in
Your
Norristown.
brother's awesome.
They're great people.
Your mother's boyfriend, the hairdresser's awesome. I like your family. No, I
Yes.
like your family.
Yeah. I lived in Norristown for 2 months
Okay.
before I moved here.
Live alone with anybody?
I lived with a couple people.
Cool.
A person called Madison Palinkas, who was also
Love Maddie.
another
Love Maddie.
first or second employee of La Roca.
She was Gabby was number 3.
She was top
Khalil
three, yeah.
was number 4. So I'm thinking she was either 2 or 5.
She was up there, top 10 at least.
Okay.
Top 10.
Yeah.
Crazy bitch.
I know who won, which is you. Gabby 3, and Khalil the dishwasher was 4.
Right.
That one I remember perfectly.
Donnie has to make it into that list.
No.
No?
Oh no.
No?
Oh no. Donnie's not even might be teens, late teens.
Later, yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, I went to my first interview at La Roca was with Josh.
Pretty boy Josh.
Pretty boy Josh. The whole restaurant wasn't even done yet. It was completely under construction. The second bar wasn't even made upstairs. It was still under construction.
Do you know that second floor bar used to be in the dining room?
Yeah.
Oh, you knew
He
that?
told me about it. It was like,
Oh, I told you. Yeah, because they told me, and I had no clue. So I think you know the answer to this. What's the longest any place has been at 4161 Main Street before us?
hmm.
Do you know? Because I know the exact answer due to the negotiations.
Maybe the last owner, the
No.
No. Before La Roca was Union Taco.
right.
Union.
Before that, I believe, was Beast and Ale. Beast and Ale was owned by Tim Spinner, who now owns Taquero.
Right.
Or Taquero. I can't
So-
say it. I don't mean that bad.
Anastasi's.
Anastasi's was before them.
There was a sushi place there at one point,
Sushi,
right?
that was Anastasi's.
Anastasi's was the oyster bar.
So here's the answer, my friends. 23 months. La Roca is over 7 years now. Just, I don't know why we did a whole marketing campaign about that.
Some people said the building was cursed.
So
Well, it is.
who was the 23 months?
I think Anastasi's was
Anastasi's.
one.
That's what I
I
thought.
think there might have been 2.
That's what I thought. I thought it was
I
Anastasi's.
think maybe Nedison Properties might have gone to some short leases or something. I'm not sure. Shout out to Dan and Rob and
Some people say the building's cursed.
and
some-
shout out to Allison. You'll never see this, but we love you, Allison. Tell her.
We do love you.
We even talked about you earlier, Allison. We love you.
I also live in one of your buildings. I love it.
So do I. Well, kind of.
kind of.
Kind of.
Yeah, but some people say the building's cursed. Some people just say it's haunted.
What's the difference?
Wow.
I feel like there's a big difference because the haunters, they can love you or they can hate you.
There's
And
definitely a
there's
ghost on the third floor.
There's ghosts all over that building.
Oh, we have video evidence of it now.
Yeah, we've got
Out on
evidence.
the deck in the snowstorm. One snowstorm, it took me a butter knife and about 3 hours to get one of the deck doors open so I could slide out and move the snow and ice away. As I get out there, there's footprints. Now, I don't know what our guy's name is, but we have a guy who does parkour, lives right near us.
I don't know his name, but his dog's name is Kobe.
Kobe.
Kobe's
Not
my friend.
Brian, but Kobe. and we love him and his girl. They're super nice. She works at the haunted house. But it wasn't them. It wasn't like the first boot prints were super deep, like you landed. And there's boot prints, and I have pictures and video of it all. And there's a snippet of pink hair, like fake fuchsia hair is the color. And the boots go up the back, the blue VIP. And I took pictures of all this. I'm going, who is effing with me?
Could be a stripper.
Kobe is stripper.
Could be a stripper.
Like, I know medical marijuana is not legal for recreational use, so I knew that wasn't the problem. I didn't know where these footprints came from. But yeah, our place is haunted. It's not just the third floor.
No, they know your names.
They know your names.
Door slam.
But they never...
I've been alone in there. I have the picture of it. Alone in there at 3 a.m.
Downstairs.
Closing by myself. And there in the basement, staring into the camera, is a person. And I was kind of convinced I was going to die that night. I was like, well, this is how I die. Do I lock myself in the office? Do I try to run for the door? Do I call 911? Who knows?
And we're scared to tell people this because, you know.
I think they're pretty harmless, though, with ever there.
Well,
I think you're just playing tricks.
well, here you go.
I think they like to play harmless tricks. And then I think if they don't particularly care for you, they like to kind of mess with you a little bit. The day they locked Josh out the back door. Best day ever.
Oh, yeah. Dude, I've been in there during the pandemic. I used to be the only one in there. And they'd be not yelling my name, but I'd hear my name. And I wasn't drinking. I wasn't doing anything. And I'm like, who's calling me? And I'd call the house. I go, you guys messing with me? Because my band, I'd be touring or whatever you want to call it. I'd be states away. She'd be watching TV and I would change the channels on my phone just to F with her because she's like, oh, my dad's on the road. My mom's not here.
Yeah, my dad's on the road. My mom's in Kansas on business. It's just me and the dog. And why did the channel just change?
The scary movies, of course.
Like this is how I die. This is great. This is fantastic.
But I don't know the difference between haunted and, you know.
What haunted is there's something there, and
somebody there.
Curse is just the building is bad luck.
Business isn't lasted there.
Well, and we'll talk about the haunted house as we get closer. And we're in the building of the haunted house. And Jared and Brian have brought us in there late nights closed where we've run out the side doors at 4 a.m. just running to Roca as a sanctuary. But so we'll get to the haunted house as we get closer to Halloween. So now you're up the street. Mm-hmm. I love that. You're in the middle of the street. You were up the middle of the street of Somo. For the yunkers that are seeing this, what kind of vibe do you feel is different from up the street to that cursed bend? You know what I'm talking about. It is what it is. It's no one's fault. But there's a bend on Main Street not long before the Goat Beard where people stay up, the other blocks.
Well, there's a lot more businesses up that way.
Of course.
More established that have been there 20 years, like Winnie's.
Which is amazing. 21 years, April 20th.
Years.
Only because we did a gimmick on her 20th anniversary and we got a lot of attention. I felt bad.
There's also the train station up there.
Sure.
Green Lane.
Just a lot of places.
Everything's there.
Just small businesses, restaurants, different types of restaurants, which is amazing for Manayunk. I love that.
Down this way, there's you had craft here before.
That, which was a help.
Which was helpful.
You had the medical marijuana dispensary down the street, which helped us. You had Manayunk Brewing when they were brewing beer. Mm-hmm. You got more foot traffic.
Mad River,
of course. The ultimate music party spot in Philadelphia. I always felt my band used to play there back in the day. Gypsy Wisdom, shout out. Sure Bets.
Yeah, all those places have kind of disappeared.
Sure.
And now it's just kind of like
So
forgotten part of Main Street.
I kind of feel the same. And again, this is one of the reasons, luckily, that we have Wheatley and to sponsor us, WWE. And not that I'm going off kilter, Fireball is along with Wheatley. Oh, poor Fireball. Oh, see, he was already reaching. This is why he is not only the greatest employee that LaRocca's ever had, not named Truitt, but he's also my legitimate friend. I love it. And because Nick and I have gone through a couple of bottles of Fireball.
Just a couple.
Over the year. Remember some of those private parties at different places up till
Couple people,
5 a.m.
Couple people around the town. I hosted various parties, and
8 feet projectile. I can say this one. Max out in the middle of the street holding the table up going, me Hulk.
yeah,
Like a lion tamer. Just like a lion tamer. Just like put the table down.
No. That night, Max had it above his head. Some people did the lion tamer gimmicks, which is maybe why they stopped the street or refer certain places.
Thanks, Max, for that.
Thanks, Max.
Thanks, Max.
Thanks, Max. Well, you know what? Here's a funny story about Max. Oh my God. I can't believe. No.
Who also,
I'll give you
for the
two
record,
funny-
did work at LaRocca too.
Absolutely. And I'll give you two funny stories then. The first one will be kind of a funny thing. I get there the first night. My band is there. Me, Jackson, the whole band. We're drinking a bottle of 1942. We have pictures of it afterwards. We paid for it, the whole thing, just so you know. And the next day we paid for it. So I knew people were telling me, hey, this is this employee. And hey, one of your employees is out in the walk-in, and now he's walking behind the bar. He's got a white shirt on, and he works here. And I go to Donnie, the bartender. Who's that guy? He goes, he doesn't work here anymore. So, but the second story about Max and I, we became friends. The second story about Max is pandemic happened. A lot of restaurants closed. I literally got down to $8 and change. I think I told you this before in the bank account. $8 and change. And I owed Max, I think $90. So I wrote him a check, paid him, went right to the bank, and I go, I need to put in cash right away. Like, I need to cover a couple things. I don't know if I'm going to go out of business. It's the pandemic. Maybe we're all going to die. I don't know what the hell's going on. And so Max, I always remember I was going to bounce a check for $90 because I owed him $90. I only had $8. And I pulled up to the window and she goes, oh, no. You have all this, not all this money. It was Grubhub. I forgot Grubhub had made their deposit. Thank God. Mm-hmm. But Max, shout out to Max, wherever you are. We'll probably never see you again.
Might be in jail.
Might be in jail. Might be
Do you get podcasts
in jail.
Do you get
Max was a different cat, and I love that. Kaitlyn, give me one of your stories about your first night working there, because you'd never worked in a restaurant. No matter how long I've been in bars and restaurants since the 90s, you've never worked at one. That's a segue so Nick and I can take a shot.
My first night was a Saturday in August, mid-pandemic, when I actually worked there, because let's be clear, for about 3 months I was there and my tagline was, I don't work here.
Everybody said,
I don't work here.
Ask Kaitlyn. Kaitlyn.
I spent every day in the office doing the POS. I would come in and help with payroll.
We changed the POS.
We changed the POS. I essentially built the POS.
Yes, you did.
And people would ask me questions. I'd be like, I don't know. I don't work here.
JJ.
Yeah,
Specifically JJ. Shout out to JJ. Miss you, JJ.
I finally agreed we needed a server on Saturday nights only. And I was like, you know what? I nanny during the week. Sure, I'll come in on Saturday nights and serve. So it's Nick is my downstairs bartender. I'm on a POS that I built for myself, and I'm just running. And Nick just looks at me and he was like, calm down. We need tips. Get it together. I'm like, I got this.
Word for word.
Is that when Nick had his shorts pulled up like really high?
No, that's when I had a crew neck on, and he told me to go put a V-neck on because we need tips. And I said, first lesson of serving, got it.
Yep.
And it was
Dude, so I
uphill,
don't remember
downhill
the first.
from there.
Yeah.
Is the first night you guys met New Year's Eve 2019?
No, December 12th. Nick was there. I have a picture.
Oh, that's right. That's what we were saying. Now I remember. Yeah. But the first night that we all hung out kind of a little bit was New Year's Eve, even though some of us were working.
December 12th, Nick was not working. He was just drinking.
No, I mean New Year's Eve.
No,
No.
December 12th was the first night we had all really hung out.
Oh.
You were there you were there. Ian and Andrea had come down. Nick was off. I was there. Donnie was bartending.
Guarantee he doesn't remember. I used to ask you the same question 10 times a week back then. Do you know what the question was?
No.
Why do you guys all go to Ryan's when you're done? Well, that's when Ronnie was the bartender. And Ronnie's just a great guy. And I love the vibe at Ryan's. So I say that with love. But I was just curious. I'm like, yeah, why don't, a lot of times in my life, being in the band, the staff wanted to stay so they could cut out that little travel time and have extra drinking time.
Yeah, Ryan's was just always, the thing I think with Ryan's was they were always open
Yeah.
till 2 a.m.
Always
Yeah.
up until
every
2.
single night.
Consistent.
Every night. Didn't matter if it snowed, if there was no power, it would be open.
Really? Yeah.
So you knew that was the spot to go because you could get a drink after.
Was that your first spot in Manayunk?
Yeah.
Yeah.
They opened right when La Roca opened.
Really?
Yep.
Ryan,
Around 2017,
Yeah.
they were a new bar.
Yeah.
It
What was there before? Any clue? Do you remember?
was called something Hill.
A bar?
It was
Like
a bar.
Iron Hill, one of those?
No, it was, I forget what it's called.
Gotcha.
Ryan's was the first place I ever went to drink with Nick outside of La Roca.
All the staff at La
It was a
Roca,
bad night. Bad morning.
Before he took over, we would go out after to Ryan's
Yeah.
and just kind of became a spot. I don't know what it was, but we just continued to go there.
That's awesome.
It's a good spot.
No, I love it. And again, you guys were telling me this guy Ronnie was your bartender. I'm like, Ronnie's my age. What the like? Why is he your favorite bartender?
$3 shots.
It didn't matter. Ronnie's just so cool though, and laid back, and we wish him nothing but the best of health. But he was laid back, and KO.
Okay, it's been there since
Like
the beginning.
not an under 30 person, but what a cool dude. Like the under 30 people still gravitate towards him. The over 30 go, oh, he's awesome. And EJ used to work the door. I know he's there now. But yeah, no, Ryan's Paulie. I mean, you get along great with Paulie. I love Paulie. He's a nice guy. Paul, we'll talk a little bit inside Main Street type stuff, and he's one of the ones that I don't do that a lot with people on Main Street.
Paulie and Mikey.
Yeah. Okay.
They have the place kind of on lock.
They haven't changed since they've opened.
No.
Not even a picture frame, nothing. It's just,
Yo,
it is.
Do you know that I love their, I don't know if they still do it. And it doesn't matter about the milkshake because I don't drink milkshakes and beer, but their Monday night milkshake, their burger is to die for.
They have a good burger. They have really good food, underrated food.
So you and I have had, well, you've had it a lot more, but what have we shared? Wings,
Pretzel sticks.
pretzel sticks.
I've had the cheesesteak egg rolls.
Egg rolls are good.
You texted me last week or so. Well, here's another question. Away from Ryan's, give me something else on the street that you like to eat from somewhere. Not La Roca or Ryan's, obviously.
I honestly just tried Zesties for the first time
Yeah?
maybe a month ago.
Prune goes there all the time.
Pleasantly surprised.
Nice. Nice.
I got like a gnocchi dish.
Is it all Greek food?
Greek, Italian, Mediterranean.
Okay.
Wasn't bad. I also was really fucking drunk, so it
I love
been,
that,
It could
though.
have been bad.
Yo, have
But
you
at
ever
the time, it
tried
was
the tots at Lucky's?
I was just about to say the Lucky's Tots.
Lucky's is good.
Dude, I like their chili dogs or whatever they're called. Coney Island dog, I think, is one of them. And then their burgers are outstanding, but their tots were just so cool.
But now you have to think about the La Roca connection to Lucky's now. Who used to bartend at La Roca and now works in the kitchen at Lucky's?
My battle ostrich, Glenn.
Who's frying your tots now?
Well, Derek works there. We love Derek, the bartender.
Who used to guest bartend at La Roca.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. For Penn State. Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
And shout out to him and the Delco Barbie. Their first baby's getting ready to be born. Love that. But I love their tots. And we've gone, oh, you know what else I love? Have you tried the Winnie's Market, the breakfast sandwiches? I got to tell you,
Pretty good.
I effing love them.
Yeah.
Really, really good. Like sometimes we'll get Grubhub from Dunkin' Donuts. And I'm like, I could have just walked my fat, lazy ass up the street in 110-degree weather. No, but I should have.
We're not letting the air conditioning out the door. No.
For real. I walked in there one day and I'm waiting, and Winnie walks in. We had never met in person. How about that as a story?
Really?
We had never met in person. And she goes, oh, hi. Like, acts like she knows me, like a good owner should. I said, hey, Winnie, how you doing? I'm Stephen from La Roca. You know, I love both your places. Oh, you're Stephen? You're all my staff talks about. So I have a feeling Winnie's staff has an alcoholic problem, and they deal with their treatments at La Roca, which I love.
They
No,
are.
I'm just kidding.
I think they're probably the most notorious on the street. For,
Are they?
Like
Staff?
the craziest staff.
Because they're kind of low key as a job. I mean, she runs an amazing
Get them
business.
outside of the job and they
Let loose.
Let loose?
After a
Right.
busy brunch.
listen.
I get that.
Maria, Shannon on the bar, Josh, who I've had as a server, super low key, super nice. I've also served him as a customer.
Sure.
Yeah,
Yeah, no, we've had people
Go for it.
come in and apply too for positions, and for whatever reasons it has worked out or hasn't worked out. But like, I don't think we've ever had anybody long term from Winnie's, or I think we have one right now that's becoming long term at Winnie's, possibly, who left us on bad notice.
the,
Am I going to give you the finger? No. Instead of giving you the finger, my friend Nick is going to be the best bartender on this half of the table. See how I say that?
yeah, stay in my good graces.
Kaitlyn forgot her tequila.
Kaitlyn did not need a tequila shot right
No,
now.
you guys. So you guys tonight are drinking neutrals, okay? I don't need to talk about neutral.
We can.
Let's talk about seltzers. In theory, so G Money, aka Guillermo, aka whatever he says his real name is, Guillermo. I don't know. But we were having conversations with a bunch of our friends about high noons versus what's more popular, Surfside or Stateside? Stateside.
They're two different things.
That's what I mean.
So Surfside is the tea, Stateside
Well,
is
one's
the
more
seltzer.
popular, big time, Surfside. The Stateside. No, it's Stateside.
Well, it depends. I think.
Well, I knew what the sales are in my head, so I'm just going off of that.
Yeah.
But now you add in these. So seltzers became popular. When I got here with you, it was White Claws.
garbage.
But that's what it was. And
Because those seltzers are a malt beverage. A high noon or a neutral is a vodka soda in a can.
that's not
White
what White
Claw.
Claws were.
White Claw is a malt beverage.
Malt beverage.
Now White Claw has a vodka soda in a can,
What was Truly?
a malt beverage.
The same as White Claw.
So White
They were
Claw and
legit
Truly
competition.
were competition, and now it's really high noon, neutral, and the Stateside that are the competition. Because White Claw, Truly, malt beverage.
But now they have so many variants of a White Claw and a
Yeah.
Truly. There's like 10 different.
Yeah, now White Claw has their energy drink with vodka in it, and just
Surge.
normal vodka soda. Well, the Surge is the energy
That's the
drink.
energy. Okay.
And now White Claw has the vodka soda. And I will say, when I spent 3 months in Florida and I was on the beach for sunset 4 nights a week and on
Really,
the
my
beach-
girl? I would never tell that you've seen Sun.
Okay.
All right, I'm just
12
saying
months ago.
that.
12 months ago was a long time ago. When I was on the beach for sunset 4 nights a
Yeah.
week and on the beach 3 days of the weekend, we were drinking the White Claw vodka sodas, and they were actually really good and slightly more affordable. In a
Are they
Walmart.
really?
In the Walmart, too, which is the best part
In
about
Florida.
Florida. You can buy all your alcohol
So,
in a Walmart right there.
I think Ryan's and the Roca, I think we both charge $8. Is that right? So is that like the going price? If you go down to the city, no, like 9 or 10?
No.
More?
I think the Barstool has their own bar. Barstool. Whatever.
Yeah, I know what you mean.
Where's the bar? I've been there.
I think they charge like 15 for like a high noon.
Yeah.
Like, it's absurd.
It's between 12 and 15.
People, just so y'all know, I never pay over $3 a can. Not going to lie to you. That's what we're setting the record straight here. I'm telling you the truth about shit, just so you know. So, also, you would both know, I haven't had White Claw in what? 5 years probably, or close to it.
Probably. I think the other thing about like going into the city for one of these is you just ask for a stateside or a high noon. You get
You don't even ask for the flavor?
You don't get a say in the flavor.
Yeah, you know.
They have whatever flavor they're going to have, and you better take it or leave it.
Right.
Wow.
And so, like, you walk into a La Roca where we have 6 flavors at a time normally, and I will say, oh, hey, high noon. Here's what I got.
So we need to make this easier for our staff and just
No, I think it makes it better for the customer that we have
show
our
some
assortment.
flavors.
Yeah.
It is a hassle for inventory, as you know, keeping track of all the different.
But I do
But
it
that's
to keep the
not-
customer happy.
I was just gonna say that's not the customer's problem.
Yeah, that's not the customer's
That's
problem.
our problem.
Well, I used to
being,
do it with twisted teas. I don't know if you.
I was
did
just
it.
gonna, dude, brother, we just got them in today. Assorted twisted teas. I was just gonna ask you about that.
I have a customer now who loves the Rocket Pops. That you and
Loves
I
the
would
what?
the Rocket Pop flavored twisted tea. Nick and I would sit there and go,
You know, the
No.
popsicles.
you know,
I'm sorry, I only own a restaurant. I don't even know what the hell you're all
you
talking
do
about.
popsicles at home. They're the red, white, and blue popsicle.
Of course.
Like, we used to call them firecrackers.
Yeah, absolutely.
Now they're Rocket Pops.
Twisted tea.
Twisted tea makes a Rocket Pop twisted
What are the
tea.
colors? What are they?
Carry them at
What
your-
is it?
It's, I don't know. It has red, white, and blue on the can.
So here's a dumb question. We'll pretend the camera's not here. Did we get any today?
Yes.
Cool. Because
But-
we got assorted.
but
So I don't know what
Nick
we get
and I
when we get
used
the
to sit
assorted.
there and look at each other and go,
That sounds stupid, right?
why?
Who the fuck is
And Nick
doing
tried one day and he was like, oh, why?
It's
Well,
one of those flavors that just doesn't need to be
Yeah.
a thing.
Well, hypothetically, right before we started rolling the cameras, I had my first sip of orange neutral. I got to tell you, as a screwdriver drinker,
this is your cup
it
of
was
tea.
fine. I mean, I'm not going to lie. Hard to take a shot and chase it with that, but you're a professional.
That's all
I've
Nick
known you
does.
for years. He is the professional. I put a thing on Facebook today, and it was already typed before he walked in. And I said, blah, 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 blah. And our first guest is the legend of Main Street, Nick Vona. But then I also realized that we weren't friends on Facebook, so I
Or-
couldn't tag him.
Is he the legend or the menace of Main Street? The menace of Maine.
Well, let me drink this, and I'll tell a quick funny story off script again, which is what I want to do. I love this.
You can continue your menace story.
I wanna hear that.
I just think he's the menace of Maine. I mean, I've gone out for one drink with Nick and wound up like
Oh,
having to hold my own hair back.
what are you, menace number 2?
Probably.
She acts like
Thing one and
Crack.
doesn't like it.
You're the toxic twins.
thing 1 and thing 2. Menace 1 and menace 2. I wind up singing "The Climb" by Miley Cyrus standing on a bar.
It's a thing.
It's a thing. You if you're not on an elevated surface when the climb comes on, did you really go through the climb?
Also, shout out to Blackout Monday.
Shout out to Blackout Monday. Oh, and by the way, happy early birthday to our boy, Enrique
Here,
Easter.
Easter. He's having a party. I think it's August 30th or the 31st. No, it's the 8th
Push back a week, September.
or the
yeah.
7th.
but I'm just gonna put a little plug in for Blackout Monday.
Dude, big plug. No, I wanted to plug them all along.
We are at 100.
We'll miss you, Piper.
130.
Janet, we love you.
We're growing.
Seamus, we haven't seen you in forever, but get over it. We're friends, my brother. Lots of you. I love the Blackout Monday crew. I truly do.
We're ever growing. 130 followers.
Is there a fake account out there?
There is, and it's a hater.
I saw that.
I have my speculation who it could be.
I've heard that. And everyone's speculation is the exact same.
It's funny how
And-
that works.
Yeah, and it's none of my business because it's not me because I love y'all. Whether I don't see you on Monday or I do see you, doesn't matter. You guys are doing Blackout Monday.
Follow us on Instagram.
Follow them on Instagram, BLOM. Wait, Black
BOM.
BOM. I'm just
BLOM.
making shit up as I go along.
People view our stories who are not our followers. They're interested.
It's
It's
my
love.
fake
It's a fun-
accounts.
it's a fun
my burner
concept.
accounts.
It's so fun.
I have 123 burner accounts, and they all read your stories. It's only me.
It's fun.
No one else is looking at your stories but me. I'm just kidding you. No, by the way, we're YUNKJunk, and no one watches the YUNKJunk. I love you, Terry. Dylan's a great dude, but we're going to get some viewers. So please, if you guys see this, share this. Again, every Monday night, we're doing Monday Night Mules, sponsored by Wheatley Vodka, Fireball. Every Monday night, here's the way it goes. $2 Fireball, $3 shots of Wheatley Vodka, $4 beef taquitos, $5 Wheatley Mules. And we're going to give away some mule cups, just so you know. And this amazing apparel that we're all wearing. No, we didn't all accidentally wake up and wear the same things. Nick and I did. Wait. Oh, it was all three of us.
This is all three of us.
Damn.
I mean,
that was at the exact same time that you said that.
you come to work in a Roca shirt, you're all looking like a bunch of triplets.
So yeah, that's what we're going to be doing. We're going to be pushing Monday nights. We're going to have some ex-pro wrestlers. We're going to have some current pro wrestlers. We're going to be doing Raw watch-alongs. We're going to be bringing in some people on Zoom to do the watch-alongs with us. Lots of giveaways. This is going to be like a cool place for the wrestling fan and for anybody. But right now, I'm just shouting out the wrestling fan because, as you see, it says WWE Monday Night Raw Special. It took me 2.5 weeks to get the legal right for Wheatley to put the WWE logo on there. Because as you guys know, Wheatley is the official vodka of the WWE. So yes, we carry the Rocks Tequila, Terramana. We carry Kevin Hart, which by the time this drops, I can tell you the truth. Every Sunday, we have been named the official tequila bar of the Philadelphia Eagles and Kevin Hart. Every Sunday, Grand Coromino margaritas during the Eagles games, $5. You can't beat that. But I don't want to talk about a lot more restaurant. Our time's running down. I don't have a lot more time, but I need another shot. This is my only problem with Nick as a bartender sometimes. He gets comfortable. He goes, oh, we're having a good time. I'm like, pour another shot. Pour another shot.
And then who's the last one standing? Me.
It's rarely you, Nick.
It's rarely you because Kathy's driving you home.
Shout out
And
to
you're
Kathy.
playing
Shout out to Kath.
air traffic controller going back up, back up.
As they throw you in the third seat in the back
I
of
was
the
in
video.
the
Because
way
no,
back.
we'll have Nick, we'll have Seamus, we'll have Jeanette, we'll have a couple other people in the back seats. You'll be in the way back. Marty, remember when Marty was part of that? Our boy Glenn. Yeah, we're about family. We're about
Drunk bus.
Don't drink and drive.
Kathy drives the drunk bus on Main Street.
She does. And she's
Really
one of the
she's-
greatest human
she's
beings.
the unofficial mom of Main Street.
But she loves these people too. Like she doesn't see Nick as often as you and I do, but she loves Nick because she hears you and I talk, good and bad. This guy, how come he didn't come in? It was Sunday. He was all, I'm just.
And
making
Nick
it up.
will walk away from me and go, I have to go say hi to Kathy. Bye. I'm like, well,
Summer, my favorite hair salon. She'll be in the place going, oh, I'm dancing. And wait, Kathy's out front. Everyone just rushes out, and they're like,
Enrique goes, Sister, gotta
Sister.
go. Mom is here. I'm like, okay.
Yeah. So hey, cheers, my brother.
Another cheers.
Another cheers. Kaitlyn, raise your
In spirit.
Your juice.
spirit.
In spirit.
Big shout out. I gave the sponsors some love. We probably ran over. There's so many clocks going everywhere. I think one of them, I believe, has nothing to do with this place. And I saw some guy with a big hook, and I'm not sure, he might be the Reaper, and it says Stephen's Clock. So I might know exactly my time of death. I see it right there. I'm not going to tell you, but I might not be here for all of the podcasts after all. It might be the Toxic Twins taking over. And by the way, I'm not here for every podcast. Some of them are going to be Kaitlyn and friends. But yeah, I didn't tell her that yet.
Breaking news.
I thank everybody for paying attention and staying awake. We will send you some Mio energy. No, they're not a sponsor, but I'm sure you're falling asleep. So just thank you. Big shout out again to everyone that we're going to have coming. Lots of cool guests. It's about Manayunk. It's about Main Street. It's about Philadelphia. But more importantly, it's just about us talking and hopefully getting to know who matters in our life. Right now, thank you for watching. What do you got to say?
Thank you.
See, she's so full of words. Sometimes I'm like, could you shut up? So I'll just go with this. Thank you for setting the record straight.
YUNKJunk!